344. I am your host, Keith Andrew, along here with Anna Sahistrom. And I just want to say thank you for joining us and welcome to the show.
Welcome. Thank you so much. Hey, everyone.
Now, for people who want to know what my show is about, the whole point of my show is to show people that even with having a learning disability, I can still amount to something. And at the same time, I'm able to turn myself into an example for people out there dealing with any types of learning disabilities and disabilities that you should never give up, and you should prove to people you can still amount to something. That labels do not dictate who you are and who you're going to be. And you should prove to them that labels do not dictate who you're going to be. It's all about hashtag break the labels. And with that being said, it's a half hour, 45 minutes of your time. You can say anything you want, talk about anything you like. Gloves off. And starting off, what can you tell us about yourself?
Well, I'm an actress and writer. I've been at this for 13 years. I've had a pretty crazy journey. I'm from Vancouver, Washington, which is right next to Portland, Oregon. And I went to school at LMU, Loyola Marymount University, and Los Angeles. And I went out to be a theater major and go do all that. But I pretty much amounted to doing a lot of crew credits and getting cast in a women's ensemble, which we started on campus because we couldn't get any jobs. And, well, I mean, the parts there, but so many parts for guys. But anyway, yeah. So basically, then I went home to Vancouver, Washington. I then went to Drama Studio London for a master. It's a equivalent of a master's in acting. And, well, got to do some pretty interesting stuff. I got to be play the Duchess of York in Richard III, so I was an 80-year-old woman. We were in a pantomime based on Cinderella, in which it was from the point of view of the mice, so I was a Dutch mouse. Go figure. So, yeah, basically I've been kicking at this for a really long time, and I recently, well, back in 2006, I decided I was going to write a play. And I decided to write a superhero play and call it The Go Girls. And basically it was like 12 women, one guy, and I really wanted that to put that forward in the theater to have people take me seriously. And then I got to Drama Studio London, and then that script it was part of the world premiere stage reading at the Florida Grand Festival of New Works over in Portland, Oregon. So I'm a very West Coast person. So it was there, and I edited that, and then that sat for a little while, went off to LA, ran out of money, went to go live in Phoenix, and I was a big part of the Phoenix film community. I produced 2 shorts. One's called Pick Me, with an exclamation point about 2 actresses sizing each other up in an audition. The other one was called Business Casual, and that was part of the Independent Film Phoenix 48-hour film challenge. And basically it's a girl getting up the courage to ask out her office crush, and hilarity ensues, and it's insane. So these are 2 available on my YouTube channel. It's just under Anna Sahlstrom. But anyway, so the Go Girls, yeah, very much pushing forward that right now. Back in 2013, I found out that there was a contest, a screenwriting contest, hosted by Excited Films for sci-fi superhero action scripts. And I knew I had one. So I adapted that thing into a screenplay in a week. I don't know how I did this, but I submitted it, and it was one of the 4 finalists. And that's and since 2014 I've been plotting out how to produce this, and I finally got somewhat of a team together, and I finally went to cast the thing myself. I do have a director, but he's so busy he got a film shoot in Canada, so basically I had him. Yeah, I basically cast it myself. It's produced under the Actors Union for film is SAG-AFTRA, Film and TV, so it's under that what's also a budget contract, which fancy talk for under $250,000.
Right.
And so right now we're working on funding that thing. We have an Indiegogo campaign going on right now, and it's Go-Girls. So anyone can find this, look for the Go Girls under the Indiegogo campaign. And that's what I'm doing. I've done some commercials. I was in a commercial with a macaque. It was really funny. That's also my friend. He got the campaign to do the Knowledge Nuggets campaign for Adobe Creative Cloud software. And you can also check those. People can also check that out on YouTube as well. It's under Knowledge Nuggets. And movie stars on a core TV show, working on just getting bigger things in LA, and getting this movie made.
Oh, what will they?
I'm such a busy lady.
Oh, what? You mean the Go-Go Girls movie, or is that a different movie?
Oh, the Go Girls. Yeah, right now with the Go Girls, it's a lot of work. I never funded anything before, but I have someone on my team. It's just basically me and her right now.
Right.
And she has gotten funding, and she might be able to get us some actual, like, international investors, a Canadian bank. So hopefully we'll get it done. But right now, it's a lot of learning and a lot of getting this campaign put together, because crowdfund campaigns are so hard. We have this big social media thing. I hired a promotions company to get the social media ads and to send a press release throughout the world. But we definitely need backers. We only have 3 so far, so we're going to need a heck of a lot of backers, because our goal is $50,000 for this one thing. The full budget is $200,000.
It's not so bad. So that's the movie you were talking about, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes, definitely.
Now, the next question I was going to ask you, was there any favorite sports you ever had growing up? And the other question I was going to ask you is, who influenced you to become an actress?
Well, wonderful questions. Yes. So, for sports, well, I have to say my favorite sport is ballet. I know you put other sports, and I love to talk about them. I did ballet for 14 years, but there's a lot of heartbreak there, because in dance there's a lot of what you call body shaming and basically pressure to be very thin. Now, I never succumbed to that pressure, but I was never considered one that the girls was really great. Because in ballet, for those who don't know, you have to sacrifice your life early on to go pursue it, like your education and everything. And ballet becomes your life, and you don't get to do things like go to prom. But for my parents, education was very important, so that was not something that I could run off and do. But yeah, also, ballet. And if you know anything about ballet, it's actually a lot harder than it looks. You have to do everything on your toes, and even harder if you're doing it on point shoes. Yeah, but I also played regular sports. I was so involved with everything. I tried soccer when I was a little girl. I hated it because people kicked you. So then later on, let's see what did I do. I was in swim team, like first grade, second grade, and I got a blue ribbon, first place in a backstroke. I loved it. But I only did it for 1 year because I got swimmer's year and I didn't like that. But for 2 years in grade school, 6th, 7th grade, I played volleyball. But I didn't continue with that because, for some reason I was a good student. My grades slipped, so I had to get those back up. And after that, I went to a high school that was very elite with everything, sports, drama, even cantering and mass. It was a Catholic school, very elitist. So I didn't get involved in many sports after that. And when it comes to my inspirations for being an actress, I really wanted to be, I saw Cats when I was 5, and I wanted to play Jenny Anydots. Well, I haven't played Jenny Anydots yet, but Cats is back on Broadway. But that's my passion, but life has led me to live in LA, not New York, because if you can believe it, New York is, oh, you live in New York. It's more expensive out there than it is here, as I've heard. Yeah. But anyway, I did try to move to New York in 2008 after I went to drama school. But that's when the stock market crashed. And the Broadway theaters were dark. I mean, I went there and 2 days in and it was, oh my gosh, get me out of here. I was with my mom. She was helping me move. So that's what happened. But to go back to the inspiration, I saw a lot of British films when I was younger. And I saw like Kate Winslet, Emma Thompson, those British actors. And I really loved what they did. And I especially was inspired by going to the Oregon Shakespeare Festival, which, side note, is really very difficult to get cast in that because they audition nationally. And I'm still not in unions, so that's the whole thing about unions and stuff, which could probably confusing for most people. But anyway, yeah, unions, whatever. But anyway, I was inspired by that. And also, I had a wonderful 8th grade teacher, Miss Wadzita, and she had us do a school play. She had us do Our Town. And I auditioned for it, and I wanted to be Emily, the lead girl. But no, I couldn't get that part. She cast me as Mrs. Soames, one of the town's ladies, and I was so unhappy. I cried. It was bad. But I went, I did the part, and I'm the only person anyone remembers. So I was hooked right then and there, but I did not have the courage to go out to pursue it. I didn't believe in myself. And back to my elitist high school, where they pretty much they cast the same people in all the plays. They were too afraid to risk anything. Well, it took them like 3 years to discover this one girl who was actually a professional actress. Now that girl's been on Guiding Light. She's been on Broadway. Happening in Les Miserables was one of her favorite parts, and she got to play her. I love Les Miserables, and for my Les Miserables story, I auditioned when I went to the ACT, American Conservatory Theater. They have a summer training congress. It's like a program. They have a top MFA program that Annette Bening and Denzel Washington went to. But I auditioned twice. I couldn't get into that thing. Darn it. But anyway, so getting back to my story there, I auditioned for, well, it was in San Francisco for the touring production of Les Miserables. And it was actually specifically a non-union call, which they don't usually do. So I went to audition for it, and I sang Once Upon a Dream from Jekyll and Hyde. But I went in there, and I was so nervous. Like, this one girl traded me spots, so I went absolutely first, which is lucky, but I was too nervous. And I go in there, and there's Tara Rubin, she's a big casting director. And I go in to sing it. They say I've got 16 bars, and I knew what 16 bars was, but I didn't have the confidence. So I said, the confidence, yeah, just cut at 16 bars, and Tara Rubin herself overheard and said, you need to know what that is. And I thought, I said, yeah, I know, it's right here. So I go in there and I sing, and the other director says, oh, that's pretty, thank you. And in New York theater talk, thank you is goodbye, go away.
Yeah.
So that's a long story. I mean, people inspire me all the time, but theater is my biggest passion, and I really hope to do that, the top professional level pretty soon. And I hope to get those top level things, because those were inspired by, always to make my own movie, by Ed Burns making Brothers of Mullen back in the 90s. My mom loves that film. So I was 12 and I thought, I would do that one day, and then, oh my goodness, Matt Damon and Ben Affleck doing Good Will Hunting. That was my inspiration. I mean, at the time they had some more credits than I do, and they're SAG-AFTRA members, so they tried to sell that script, and I was always they're inspired to do that. So, pushing forward, hoping to get lots of people to support this big movie. But, yeah, it's a long story.
No, absolutely. Now, the easy question I was going to ask you first was, did he ever get the chance to do one of those human pyramids, or are you not into the whole human pyramid stuff?
Oh, no, I've never done that.
Would you be interested, or is not your cup of tea?
That's not my thing.
I love that stuff. I'm a loser.
Oh, that's cool. That's like acrobatics, like this Chinese acrobat type of thing.
Yeah, kind of. People refer to it as cheerleading, but people do it for fun as well. But the next question I was going to ask you is, what were some of your favorite independent films that you did? And what were some of your mainstream films that you did?
Well, I haven't, the only thing a real independent feature film I was part of was something called Anti. It was a psychological thriller done in Arizona for no budget whatsoever. So basically, most of what I've done is short films and some plays. I haven't gotten to be in anything mainstream. I mean, the most mainstream I was in was in a court TV show. Let's see. But I mean, Wacky with the Macaque actually scared the crap out of me. But I did get to be in a Skittles commercial, and I got to have the Skittles showered over us. Let's see. I think one of my favorite roles that I was actually cast in was, it's a world premiere musical written by now my best friend in the world, who writes musicals about strong women of the Bible. And I'm Catholic, so I'm good with that. Very religious. So I got to play, I'm telling the story, there's Ruth, and then there's a mother-in-law, Naomi. And I played one of her friends, one of Naomi's former friends. And we sang the gossip song, which, again, is the only thing anyone remembers. No, people remember the musical, but that's one of their favorite parts. And we were actually invited to go to an arts festival in Portland, Citywide Arts Festival, and different fertile ground, and we got to do the gossip song. So it was really cool. One of my passions is actually singing. So our song went, did you hear the latest news? This is the truth, I promise no ruse. Naomi's come back without a word. Only today or so I heard. So that's the first part of that one. But I was one of the paid professional people, so I got to do what's called a counter melody descant, which means you're singing something different from what everyone else is singing higher. So It was so funny. She got me covered. So they're like, up there. And they didn't know anyone else who could sing that and who could sing that high. But I mean, I love opera. I mean, I love singing, and I love to be in an opera. I always want to do like an opera / ballet, type of thing. But yeah, so a lot of things I've done are things that are not on the radar. Was there any commercials? I mean, I was in this Pepsi commercial that they didn't pick up. But it was like the Pepsi parrots, when, you can't open a Pepsi because maybe my character had her fingers in a Chinese finger trap.
Right.
So, but Pepsi decided not to use the ad. But it was so funny. Like, they had a parrot that they, like, CGI'd in there, an actual parrot, but they put it in there. And the parrot flew in and opened up your Pepsi for you.
Yeah, that's cool.
But things. So, I mean, just a lot of interesting little stuff. Like, drama school was really cool. Yeah, but I basically, we can look at the bigger stuff. But yeah, if you want to see me and stuff, it's pretty much mostly going to be on YouTube, or if you ever catch that court TV show, I don't know when that's going to air.
All right, we're going to take a quick commercial break, and when we come back, I'm going to ask you some more questions, and I'm going to pass the show over to you.
Video message for yourself or as a gift for someone else. For personal connections, shout-outs, birthdays, proposals, weddings, and much more. Enter your details about yourself so the celebrity can record a personal video message especially for you, including details such as your name, age, birthday, hobbies, or whatever else you include. As soon as the video has been recorded, you'll get an email with your link so you can share it on social media or download and keep it. Celebrities record videos as and when they can, usually within 2 weeks. But if you want a video for a specific date and it does not look like it will arrive in time, you can cancel it and get an instant refund at the click of a button. There are hundreds of celebrities to choose from and many more joining every day. Search by category or genre, buy a gift voucher, get updates and offers, and encourage your favorite celebrities to join so they can connect with fans in a fun and unique way. Raise money for their charities and much more. So order your video now for yourself or for someone else.
I'm so bored.
Want to see something really cool?
Yeah!
Now you'll never be bored again with Loot Crate, a totally bodacious mystery box packed with awesome toys, radical games, and other surprises. And the best part is, you can get Loot Crate delivered right to your door. So don't delay. Ask your parents and order today.
Everything okay in there? Yeah, everything great. I love Loot Crate.
Batteries not included.
Gentlemen, I'm Keith Andrew. Along here is Anna Sahistrom. And I just want to say thank you for being a guest on my talk show and putting it up with me. And now, for people who want to know what my show's about showing people that even with having a learning disability, I can still have most of my old catchphrase. My old catchphrase was overcome controversy, and a lot of people would make fun of me, say you can't overcome controversy. So basically, make a long speech, and I talk with my hands too. Make a long thing short. It's basically I have a learning disability, and I'm showing you that labels do not dictate who you are and who you're going to be. And you should labels do not dictate who you are and who you're going to be, and you should prove to them you can break the labels. That being said, it doesn't matter deaf, blind, or in a wheelchair. It doesn't matter what type of disability you have. If you're passionate about your career, passionate about a goal in life, you should go and prove to them you can break the labels. Hashtag break the labels. So, with the 22 minutes left, I'm going to ask you a couple more hard-hitting questions. Then I'm going to pass it back over to you. First one I was going to ask you is social media. Now, for people who like social media, in my new subject I came up with, and don't mind me, I haven't done my interviews as of late, so I'm really rusty. Then the first thing I was going to ask you, hey, anything can happen in life, right?
Yeah.
First thing I'm going to ask you is, social media, can it make you or break you? And before you answer that, does your social media following dictate if people should work with you? And actually, you have skill sets. And your social media, does that dictate so people work with you? So do you have a following? And that's what social media means. Okay, it can make you or break you. And what's your opinion about it?
Wow. I first have to say, that reminds me of an episode I saw, like The Internet Ruined My Life. It's actually a show like that. I remember this one girl. She had been an extra on One Day of Glee, and she decided to share a spoiler, but she used like letters for the people's names. Well, the producer of that found her, and pretty much her life became a nightmare after that. She did get a lot of followers for it because it was controversy, but the one producer tweeted to her that she'd never work again. And she hasn't. She went back to Texas. So, yeah, people do have to be very careful what they post there. I mean, small things. Because on social media, yeah, you can post whatever you like. But you have to be careful about that. Because sometimes people can, like employers can look at your social media. Or if you happen to be known, people can look at your social media. If you have something there that is controversial, I mean, racist, and discriminatory, that can very much hurt you. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it can absolutely hurt you. So I always try to be very positive as I can. I mean, I never even have curse words in there because that's not me. I know people who are very Christian. I know people who are not Christian, not religious at all. So I'm going to try to balance it out. But yeah, no, I don't know if I have the strongest following. I mean, I have 800 some odd followers on Twitter. I mean, I have some people. I have like 800 some odd friends on Facebook. No, I don't have the strongest following. Now, I've heard people say that if you have a following of a lot of people will, that's a very good thing. But that seems to only happen if you're like a celebrity or you have some big, CEO of a company, have some big stuff. So, yeah, it can definitely help you. I mean, I think these days it's a necessity. But, I mean, it's overhyped because I just wish sometimes that people could connect like they used to. Right. And it doesn't have to be all on the computer because I get stuck most often doing that. Even on my phone, I mean, I don't really call people anymore. And there's also on their end, too, that you just text people like, oh, I'm too busy. Oh, don't text me. Or people freak out if you call them. It's kind of crazy. And I've gotten to the point where I get afraid of talking to people on the phone. I get really nervous. The only person I'm not nervous to talk to is my mom. So we've gotten so stuck on our phones. I mean, I substitute teach, and kids are always on the phone, my goodness. And they'll fight you tooth and nail if you ever tell them to put away the phone. Oh, don't listen to music, don't text, don't do that. I mean, so they're brats about it. I mean, kids are in restaurants with iPads. They got iPads. People are parents are sharing videos of their kids online and getting in trouble with social services for that. Child Protective Services is getting on these people's cases for just putting their whole life there. So, yeah, it can definitely be overexposed. So you always have to have the fine line of what's appropriate, what's not, and what's too much.
No, I agree with you. And there's this one job I won't mention, but during the application process, it says, do you have social media? And I lied. I said, no. And I was thinking to myself, if this is a problem, I will get up and away because I refuse, and going on record, I refuse I don't care for what job it is. Just, I want to take this talk show to the grave with me because it means a lot to me. I take a lot of pride, hold it close to my heart. I ain't giving this shit up for nothing. I don't care what it is. This is part of my life. And it's like, well, you can't work in retail if people know you from outside. Hey, you're Keith from YouTube. Can I get your autograph? Oh, here you go. Keith, yes, you're fired. And hey, first off, having a celebrity work with you and having you in a star, one, that brings people in, number one. Two, it helps you with your brand. So I give you a perfect example. You work at KB Toys. I work for you. And now having a celebrity that works for you at KB Toys saying, I can promote your items. Say, we're going to have 40% off this weekend and also all autographs that I sign. And even forget the autographs. And say 40% off. They just see me. Like, Keith, I'm a big fan. Come in, buy a toy. You got a truckload of people. People by the dozens because they want to see you and because you're promoting something. It helps the brand. Now, saying that, okay, how can it easily backfire is that they may think you're taking advantage of the situation. And I do understand you're taking advantage of the situation, you're a celebrity and you're out there, but you're also being paid to work. You know, you need to have the balance of the two. Yes, I'm a YouTube celebrity, but that isn't putting a roof over my head or food in my mouth. Working for a store or company or whatever people do, you need to be humbled. I always said to my parents that if I ever became, and I don't want to be like an A-lister, I can be like a B-lister, C-lister. As of right now, I'm a D-lister, so I'm hoping to move up. And I'm not going to have my ego, and like I said, freedom of speech, so I'm not going to have my head up my ass and then start thumbing my nose down on people and saying, well, I'm too good for this or I'm too good for that. I'm going to stay humble. It doesn't matter if I became an A-lister, B-lister, I'm still going to work in retail because I'm the type of person that likes to be busy. So it's like, oh, you have all this money. You can sit back, go to the beach, stare at beautiful women or whatever. It's like, yeah, I also like to keep busy. So I'm also going to have one foot in the entertainment world and the other foot in reality. So I can also say, hey, I heard this funny story from, I don't know, TMZ. Bring that over. And it's like, oh, I heard funny stories from KB Toys, bring that over to reality. So you combine the two, and just showing people that you're still humbled. You know, it's like Justin Bieber, J-Lo, Will Smith, and there's a whole bunch of other people that they just thumb their nose on you. It's like, yeah, I've been there, don't want to go back. But I'm the type of person who says, I'm making a couple $1,000, a couple $1 million, but I already see this happening. It's like, hey, Keith, you're on TV, you're on HBO, you have your own show. Why are you working in a store? Because I like to be humbled. Plus, also, it gives me something to do. I'm the type of guy that needs to be constantly doing something. Even if I have my own show and I have some free time just like this, I'm like, I can't do that. I have ADD. I have to constantly be doing something.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I like to do I'm trying to do a work-life balance. Because for me, having to have a day job thing gets in the way of me pursuing acting and all those things. I mean, I'm using all the time that I have, and it's a very flexible job, but you can pay for the days you work. So I'm really trying to get those jobs that actually pay me enough to live off of. Because, I mean, kids are cool, but I don't want to be a substitute teacher forever.
Yeah. Actually, it's funny you mentioned it. I got something I want to show you. Have you ever seen one of these?
Oh, my goodness, I hate those things.
Well, how come you hate them?
Oh, because all the kids have them, no matter what. And they keep flipping them out.
Do you have one?
No. I mean, they're good for people who need them, but all the kids, no matter what, they have them.
I don't know. It's basically like one of those ideas where someone would just slap a label on it, and it's like, okay, we'll see what it goes. Perfect example is Shopkins. That came by storm overnight. Next day, Shopkins. What the hell is a Shopkin? I don't know, but I want it. But what is it? And the same thing with the fidget spinner. It's like, okay, it's nice. I'll give you an example. I have it. I want to spend for a couple minutes. I'm bored with it. It's good deal. I got it for $3. $3.88 actually. And it's ridiculous that people want to spend $20, $30, $40, $100, $1,000 on it. It's kind of like, what do you do with it? You hold it and you want to spin. Big whoop.
They have ones that light up. They have ones with lights on them.
Okay, answer me this. What happens when the battery dies and you can't fix it?
Oh no, you have to get another one.
And then that's another $50 right there. So it's all about making money.
I know. And those kids, I mean, a lot of the kids, they live in the inner city, there are a lot of these schools I work at, but they still manage to have Xboxes and PS4s. And I know what those cost.
Yeah, it's funny. I won't mention the name. I work at this one store where this guy came in. He was taking pictures. He works for the company. And we were saying, people constantly ask, we have one video game system. And if we're going backwards, we might as well bring back the PSP, the PS, PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3. What people want is the Nintendo Switch. First off, I don't like the Switch. I don't like saying, here's one controller, move forward and back, and here's this. Just give me a normal controller, like this. I don't want to hold one here and one there. It's kind of ridiculous. That's another thing I can do some other time. And so where you have the Nintendo 3DS. And like you saw me a list, it's like, well, here's a couple games we're going to eventually have in the store. I'm like, okay, Pokemon, yes, people like Pokemon. Mario, yes, people like Mario. Zelda, absolutely, people like Zelda. So you have Mario, Zelda, Pokemon, those are right off the bat. But I'm also thinking to myself, Nintendo 3DS, it's kind of, why I don't like 3DS is I don't like the double screen. Because, it's basically, here's your phone. So instead of being focused on the middle part, you would be staring at the top part. And it's pretty much like that. What's the top part to it? I'm like, it's too much. So just give me a Game Boy. Give me a Game Boy Advance. That's fine.
Yeah. I tried to use that DS. Like my brother had one I borrowed a little bit, and I couldn't make it work. And it was okay, but it's like, what?
So what did you like about the DS? Was it the double screen or the controls?
Oh, well, I found it kind of confusing to use. I don't personally own one.
Right.
My brother and I don't live together anywhere near each other, so I haven't gotten to play it in a long time. I don't even know if his works anymore. But no, I didn't like it. It was okay, but I didn't like it. Was confusing how it was set up. I really much prefer the Game Boy type of thing. I got rid of my Game Boy Advance. I traded it in with a bunch of games so I could get my brother Assassin's Creed 3.
Well, actually, while on the subject, what is the worst, two subjects if you don't mind, and what is the number one is, what is the worst video game system you ever played, number one, and what was the best? And before you answer that, and actually go ahead, then I can just combine the two.
Oh, of course. Yeah. No, I haven't played every single game system. I think most of them that I played were just fine. I think I played a little bit with my brother's GameCube, because I started with the original Nintendo.
Right.
And then Super Nintendo. We might have even had an Atari system for when I was born. Who knows? But let's see. The favorite one. I now have the PS4, but it's like, well, but I found my PS3 to be more user-friendly. I especially think the best PS3s were the ones in the first generation that had backwards compatibility. I had one of those, but it died. My cousin and his wife gave me it. But the system eventually died. I got the red ring of death. I paid $75 to get it brought back, and then it died again. And then they pretty much said, your system's dead. You have to get another one. I had to get one that didn't have backwards compatibility, which I think is unfortunate, because I know Sony wants to make more of a profit, but if you can't play your earlier games, because there are a lot of great PS1 and PS2 games, you can't play all of them, well, maybe you go fish for another PS2 system, which I gave away to a club I was part of garage sale, because I thought I would never use again, because I had the backwards compatibility PS3.
Right.
So, no, and then that dies, and I have to go, if I want to play my PS2 games, I either wait for the remake of Final Fantasy 12 and 7, or I go fish on another PS2. But I recently got a PS4 to go with my PS3, so I have two game systems already stacked to each other, so, oh man.
Hey, you should add me on your PlayStation Network.
Oh, I don't use the PlayStation Network.
Oh, you don't do the whole online? I don't do it either, but I do have an online name. And if anyone wants to follow me, my PlayStation name is Actually, I have to change it. It's going back to 2008. Don't actually why, and a lot of people make fun of me for this. When I came up with the name, I said, I need a name that sounds cool. Well, I like Rush, and I also like Iron Maiden. I also like 2112. So my username is Rush Maiden 2112. And at the time, I had MySpace. MySpace was a big thing. So my name was Prince of Maiden, Prince of Iron Maiden. But I was called Prince of Maiden. And everyone says to me, why are you Prince of Woman? I mean, like, what the hell are you talking about? Maiden, yeah. Iron Maiden. No, Maiden's what you call a woman. It's like, fine. And then now I'm stuck with this stupid name. So now you can follow me, Russ Maiden. Russ Maiden 2112. I really need to change that. But, but supposedly you can't follow people from PlayStation 3 to PlayStation 4. Is that true, or is it...
I haven't looked into that. I mean, my friend has one of those accounts, but I haven't checked into if you can transfer.
Well, if you're interested, you follow me, I follow you.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if I specifically have a name there. The last time I did anything online gaming was, and I don't have to mention how old I am, but yeah, the online gaming thing was Diablo #1.
What year?
Oh, that was like 97.
Yeah, online gaming back then was really primitive.
It really was, but I figured I didn't have time for it. But Final Fantasy has the 11 and 14 were the online gaming thing, but you have to pay a lot of money for that, and you need a PC for it. But I'm an Apple person, been since 2003.
No, absolutely. I'm always an Apple person. First computer I ever used was my grandparents got me this. I think it was my grandparents and my parents got me my birthday gift. It was remember the floppy disk?
Oh, yes.
They got me Donald Duck for the Apple IIe. That was my first computer game. Then I used the Power Max, and personally, those were the best keyboards. The Power Max, I missed those as well.
Cool.
On button.
Yeah. I like those too, because my dad had the Apple II GS, and we got to play Rooter Rabbit. And then there was Math educational programs. And the original Oregon Trail we played in grade school.
Same here. When I was in middle school, I always played Oregon Trail and Rooter Rabbit.
Yeah, they're good ones.
Yeah, the next question I was passing back. Well, actually, while we're talking about old school, I wanted to make a little bet with myself, and I lost, apparently, to myself. I wanted to say, well, it's been 10 years. I wonder if anyone still uses instant messenger. I signed up, one person uses it, but don't talk to that person anymore. But I misused the name. That was great, and... AIM and MySpace Messenger. Remember that one?
Yes.
That's great. I miss that. They should really bring that back.
My brother had a MySpace. I never did. I mean, someone had to pretty much pull my arm to get me into Facebook.
It's funny. I was always obsessed with MySpace. I had over 1,000 friends, and I should have done my talk show a lot sooner. But, I didn't really come up with it. And even if I did, my talk show sooner, back in 08, 09. Well, I don't know when Skype actually came out, but there was no Skype recorder. And basically, if you look at my early work, it was pretty much, and then I'm going to pass the show over to you. It's basically what you see here, the reflection. That's what you saw. You didn't see me, we just saw you. So a lot of people said my format was primitive because I recorded from the camera. And in season 2, here's the camera and I record from the computer screen. And now season 3 and 4 is Skype recorder. Now it's cut in half. I'm on the right, you're on the left, or you interview me, I'm on the left, you're on the right. So I wanted to show you a transition over the years that look at what I'm able to do. Now, I always said, if I was in school and had my talk show, it would be in person, and then you have to go travel around. And I don't know, I think it's easier to do Skype recorder, but I think the next step I wanted to do is actually doing it in person. That's what I want to do next. But with that being said, I'm going to pass the show over to you. Was there any subjects you want to talk about? Anything you want to promote? This is your time, after all.
Okay, yes, definitely. So I want to encourage everyone to go to the Indiegogo site for the Go Girls. That's and then it's Go-Girls. It's a female-driven superhero comedy, and we have a full cast being produced under the SAG-AFTRA ultra-low budget agreement. We have a director. His name is Jose Zambrano Casella. He's from Venezuela. He's an award-winning director and cinematographer. We also have a website called at www.gogirlsfilm.com. Make sure gogirlsfilm.com. We have a Facebook page. It's just www.facebook.com/gogirlsfilm. And Twitter, which is just basically @gogirlsfilm. And what else do we have? Oh, my Twitter is @ACSAHLST, and I have a fan page under www.facebook.com/Anna Sahlstrom 2. That's where you can find me. My YouTube channel is under my name, Anna Sahlstrom. That's ANNA, S as in Sam, AHLSTROM. Because no one can spell it. That's my Swedish last name. I mean, that's from my great grandparents. Also, in the future, you guys, I'm going to be working on. I wrote a script called La Famille, which is about it's the family, about a Cajun woman's family history. I have that written out. I want to do like another stage reading of it. And in the future, I mean, I was helping Glenn Pete, who directed and wrote Belisaire the Cajun back in 1986, be interested in producing this. So, directing it. But talk with them about it because everyone, it's about creative control. That's often why we go to independent film. That's my pitch on that. And hey, plug your favorite, creators of your favorite shows to cast me.
Now, wrapping up, I do have a couple questions for you off the air. But the last question I was going to ask you is when I first approached you to be a guest on my talk show, what was your honest opinion? And what was your first reaction, actually? And after being interviewed, what's your opinion about me now?
Well, I was very flattered that someone would reach out to me to talk to them on a podcast. Because I was looking into podcasts to talk about the show, but no one had actually contacted me about it. And I looked at the description and I thought, oh, hey, that's cool. So, yeah, I'm very glad to do this. It's been a really good experience.
No, absolutely. Supporting a good cause and making a new friend out of it.
Absolutely. I like doing that.
Now, stay tuned. I have a couple questions for you off the air. We're wrapping up our interview segment. It was a real honor and privilege having you as a guest, and I'm looking forward to part 2.
Well, thank you.